underground handboat. Deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we once again made contact with our leader. Again. Welcome to pre-inauguration Friday, or put another way, the last Friday in the hideous, heinous, outrageous Biden regime. Free at last! Free at last! You know what this idiot did today? This guy can't leave fast enough. You know what this idiot did today? Claims to have amended the Constitution. Did you see that, Mr. Producer? I mean, he's becoming a laughingstock now. He gives all these lectures about autocracy. What about the threat to democracy in Silicon Valley? And the next day, he signs a document claiming to amend the Constitution. Along with what? Another couple thousand clemencies or something? Commutations? Epic times. Biden ratifies new constitutional amendment. President Joe Biden on January 17, that would be today, announced that the Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land, despite the U.S. archivist recently saying the president can't ratify a constitutional amendment. This guy has been sitting in the Oval Office. He takes an oath to uphold the Constitution 412 times. And this is what he does? It's long past time. Long past time, says the fascist, to recognize the will of the American people. We, the American people, were sitting around, what the hell is he talking about? In keeping with my oath and duty to Constitution and country, I affirm what I believe and what 3/4 of the states have ratified. The 28th Amendment is the law of the land, guaranteeing all Americans equal rights, protections under the law regardless of their sex. I didn't think we had sexes anymore. But that's a whole other story for another day. Biden pointed to how Virginia in 2020 became the 38th state to ratify the ERA, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender. The U.S. archivist and U.S. deputy archivist said in late 2024, the president can't ratify the amendment because the amendment did not receive the required support from 3/4 of the states, the deadline Congress imposed, which was June 30, 1982. So here we are, 43 years later. And the dummy wakes up, puts the dentures in his mouth, puts on a clean new pair of Depends, looks in the mirror, says, hey, I have an idea. What? I'll ratify an amendment to the Constitution 45 years after the fact, or whatever the hell it is, 43 years after the fact. The Department of Justice's Office of Legal Counsel in 2020, while Donald Trump was president, and in 2022 after Biden took office, also said ratification cannot occur unless Congress or the courts extend or remove the ratification deadline. It was passed by Congress and sent to the states with a 7-year deadline. That the states had 7 years to do it. They didn't do it. There are many problems with this amendment. Because men and women are not equal in many, many ways. We're not even talking about rights and liberties. We're talking about much more than that. And among other things, people fear is women would be immediately drafted into the military because you can't make any distinctions between men and women. How stupid is that? All you have to do is look in the mirror with a man and a woman. You see distinctions. But beyond that, the American Bar Association is among the organizations that have offered a different view. Of course, their view means nothing. Bunch of slip and fall lawyers who decided to start an organization. Virginia's ratification was sufficient to meet the 3/4 requirement, and the deadline is not relevant, they declared. This is the American Bar Association. This is why I resigned from this group right after law school, right after I got my degree, right after I passed the bar. I said, I'm not joining this clown operation. And Biden said, I agree with the ABA. When leading legal constitutional scholars, what they do? Wake up and dust off Lawrence Tribe again? The amendment process and the amendment passed by Congress said you got 7 years, that's the cap, but the ABA decided it's not right. And a few knuckleheads in law school decided no, so Biden said, you know what, I'm agreeing with them. Spokesperson for the U.S. National Archives and Records Administration, which is headed by the archivist, told the Epoch Times in an email that the position outlined by the archivist, Colleen Shogan, appointed by Biden, by the way, and the deputy archivist remains the same. This is a long-standing position for the archivist and the National Archives. The underlying legal and procedural issues have not changed. And the Office of Legal Counsel, even his Office of Legal Counsel, the Justice Department said, no, you can't do this. And I'm going to listen to the ABA. But Democrat lawmakers have been urging Biden to ratify the amendment and express support after his announcement on Friday. The president is right. The ERA is the law of the land. Today is one step closer to full dignity for women. We don't have women in this country anymore, thanks to you idiots. Don't you get it? Full dignity for women. And every American, said Representative Mark Takano. The hell is this guy? Democrat California said in a post on social media, aka in his case, socialist media. Republicans, the ERA of 1972 failed to gain the necessary support from the states before its deadline, and no court has since held that the deadline can be retroactively disregarded. The U.S. Constitution states that an amendment can be proposed by a 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress, or if 2/3 of the states request one in a special convention. That's called Convention of States. We're going to try and breathe some more life into that in this coming year. The proposed amendment must be ratified by 3/4 of the states. But some lawmakers have proposed waiving the deadline, but none of those proposals have passed. There's no precedent for waiving a deadline after it has passed, according to New York University's Brennan Center for Justice. The courts could end up deciding the matter. No, they can't. Courts have nothing to do with it. The last amendment to the Constitution was ratified by enough states in 1992. The archivist at the time certified the ratification. Congress then approved the amendment. So here we are. Knucklehead dingbat, what did he do? Graduate last in his class at the law school? I can't remember. Pretty damn close. The Justice Department says no. The National Archives says no. But Biden says, but the American Bar Association says yes. If some homeless guy in the corner said yes, Biden would cite that person. But the point is, the man is lawless. He didn't uphold our immigration laws. He didn't uphold Supreme Court decisions on student loans. He does this on the way out the door, and then he's lecturing us about the rule of law. Oligarchs, up to autocrats. I'm very worried, he says. You can do anything, according to him, the Democrats, the left, and the media, if it's in pursuit of the radical left agenda. That's the bottom line. You could be a Manchurian president whose family has received millions from the communist Chinese, our enemy. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can steal classified information as a senator or as a vice president without any constitutional immunity because he wasn't president at the time. Doesn't matter. You can run around sniffing the hair of little girls and giving them little massages right there in public. Doesn't matter. You can be accused of molesting a staffer when you're a senator in a dark hallway of the Capitol building. Tara Reid's allegation? Doesn't matter. You could have been a white supremacist early in your career as a senator, not a follower, a leader, with the worst of the racists and the segregationists. Nonetheless, you will be celebrated by The View. You will be celebrated by black organizations. You will be celebrated by your party and the media. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Joe Biden believes tonight that he ratified a new amendment to the Constitution. He really believes it. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
The first 100 days of President Trump's new administration will shape the future of our nation. My friends at AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, are holding our leaders accountable with the first 100 days tracker. This powerful tool keeps you informed on the administration's progress and tracks key priorities. And during these critical first 100 days, AMAC is offering an exclusive deal, 47% off a 5-year membership. Normally $60, join now for just $32. As an Association of Mature American Citizens member, you're not just staying informed, you're unlocking valuable benefits like discounts on travel, insurance, and retail, and receiving America's #1 conservative magazine. Plus, you'll have a voice through AMAC Action and join a community that stands for conservative values and a brighter future. No matter your age, this is your moment to get involved. That's amac.us/Levin to join AMAC at a 47% discount and become part of the movement that's making America great again.
Accident activity to watch out for in Rockville on northbound 270 just before Montrose Road. That has traffic jam from the 270 spur. Northbound side is slow from Poplar Road to Middlebrook Road. More delays from Father Hurley Boulevard to the scenic overlooks. And you will find delays right now on the GW Parkway northbound between the Key Bridge and Spout Run Parkway. On the Memorial Bridge, 2 right lanes are closed westbound between the Lincoln Memorial and the GW Parkway due to the accident investigation activity. However, all lanes have been reopened on the eastbound side. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 31. Tomorrow, a chance for a wintry mix in the morning before transitioning to scattered rain showers. Highs in the mid-40s.
This report is sponsored by Thundercat Technology.
Need smarter IT solutions? At Thundercat Technology, we're more than just a reseller. We're your partner in progress. From cutting-edge hardware to innovative software solutions, we help businesses thrive. Visit ThundercatTech.com for more info.
Donate your card today. 1-877 cards for kids. Stars for kids. 1-877 cards for kids. Donate your card today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today. Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, write this number down or put it into your phone. 800-404-5055. The IRS is hiring more staff and cracking down. Call Tax Relief Helpers now to learn about our tax debt reduction programs and how to stop the collection efforts. If you're facing liens, levies, an audit, wage garnishment, or have years of unpaid taxes, even if you're already in a payment plan, we can help. Through special IRS programs, you may qualify to have your tax debt settled for a fraction of what you owe. Tax Relief Helpers has helped thousands of taxpayers qualify for these generous relief programs, earning an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. No matter what amount you or your business owe to the IRS, call our tax relief hotline now for a free consultation and see what savings you may qualify for. Don't tackle the IRS on your own, and don't risk having your wages, Social Security, even your pension seized. Call now. Call 800-404-5055. That's 800-404-5055. 800-404-5055.
You know, Americans love using their credit cards, one of the most secure and hassle-free ways to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com, guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition. We all know we need a will eventually, but the process can be overwhelming. Keep your family prepared with Trust and Will. Their service simplifies the process, saving your loved ones from costly legal battles in probate court. Protect what matters in minutes at trustandwill.com. Use offer code MARK, get 10% off. That's 10% off at trustandwill.com. Offer code MARK. Trustandwill.com is an online estate planning service, not a law firm. Again, see trustandwill.com for details.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live.
From the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
WMAL. More than just politics. Because laughter is the best medicine. Download the MAL app to stream us for free.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming from the idiot's mouth, it actually sounds more repugnant. Biden at a conference of mayors today, and he just declares that he's amended the Constitution. Cut 18, go.
Just over 100 years ago, a pioneering group of women proposed the Human Rights Amendment to enshrine the principles of gender equality in our Constitution. Throughout my career, I've been clear. No one should be discriminated against based on their sex. And in order for the amendment to be ratified, it requires 3/4 of the states to ratify it. That benchmark was passed when Virginia ratified the ERA a few years ago. Today, I affirm the Equal Rights Amendment to have cleared all the necessary hurdles to be added to the U.S. Constitution now. The Equal Rights Amendment is the law.
You believe this crap?
Joe, tell him. You got it, baby. And there they are.
That's your boy, JC. You bet on him. You think you won in 2020. You wouldn't fucking double up on the bet, you chicken shit bitch.
The equal protection.
You fucking lost, JC. He cheated in 2020. The fucking bureaucracy covered for him. Because those people don't want to lose their jobs. Get a government job like that, it's pretty cushy. You get paid when you don't work.
This amendment was so ambiguous. That is, not enough states voted for it in time. A lot of them immediately rushed to vote for it for the reasons he's screaming about. But then people stepped back. Phyllis Schlafly, among others. Yeah, this back in the 70s.
You're making me sick, JC.
This
You fucking, I gotta do something about this fucking illness you're fucking giving me.
Any purpose between a man and a woman. Well, we can't do that. And so the other states put the foot on the brake and stopped it. Now you have a few weirdos in Virginia. Hey, we're going to pass this thing. Now, of course, the deadline had passed, and they act like there's no deadline. Well, Congress that passed it in the first place and put it up to the states said there is a deadline. Well, we decided the ABA said there's none. But the Office of Legal Counsel under Trump and under Biden correctly said, no, you can't do that. The archivist who was appointed by Biden said, no, you can't do that. The archivists earlier who weren't appointed by Biden said, no, there's a deadline. You can't do that. And Biden, he just did it. So now we have a 28th Amendment to the Constitution. Yay! Yay! I mean, it truly sounds like some kind of dictatorship or some kind of bad Saturday Night Live skit. It's like, what? The guy just yells he's amended the Constitution. As of now, I've amended it. The 28th Amendment exists. And he's got people around him, obviously, slip and paw lawyers. I don't know if they passed the bar. I don't know if they drank at the bar. I don't know what's going on over there. You know, Joe, you can do. Can I do it? I'm going to do it. Can I do it? Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, just go to the, conference of mayors and just scream it out loud. You laugh, of course. I'm laughing too, but frighten you because this is how the other party, the other side, this is how they think. They go on and on about threats to democracy. They go on and on about, are you going to uphold the Constitution? They go on and on about, while they are systematically trying to unravel our republic. Now, if they were in power, they'd be doing more of this. You know, I heard today, I have to say, my wife pointed this out to me during Christine Ohm's confirmation hearing. Are we going to fix our broken immigration laws? That's the problem. We got to fix our broken immigration laws. The immigration laws are not broken, America. We actually have great immigration laws. Very detailed immigration laws. Painstakingly written and passed immigration laws that are decades old. They actually work if you honor them, if you enforce them, if you don't skirt them and usurp them. And so like Jesse Jackson, harmonize. But you get the point. They don't even know what the immigration law says. It's quite extensive. It's quite complex. The number of visas, what the visas are for, how you have to go through a process. It's all there. I just wish at some point, some Democrat, what exactly should we change in the immigration law? Give me the section of the immigration law that needs to be fixed. They don't even say it. It's, we agree it needs to be. What needs to be fixed? The problem is a complete lack of virtue, a complete lack of management, a complete lack of execution. It's all intentional. So they usurp and defy and violate existing immigration law. And the problem is we need new immigration laws. What they mean by that is so-called laws that enshrine their agenda. We need new immigration laws. That's what they mean. But we don't need new immigration laws. We need new managers, new executives, new president. We have one. And they will use the existing immigration laws to enforce immigration. Because a lawless Biden regime, which he just declared, you heard him at the top of his lungs, he just declared there's a 28th Amendment to the Constitution. A lawless regime that used lawfare against their political opponents, that defied Supreme Court rulings, and now claims a 28th Amendment, refused to enforce the immigration laws. I'll be right back. You voted big government out and efficient government in. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you're still on the other big name providers, I have one question. Why? Pure Talk, my cell phone company, gives you the exact same service on the exact same towers with better customer service because they're based right here in the United States, all for half the cost. That's right. There's simply no need to spend $85 or $100 per person on your wireless bill, not when you could get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot, just $35 a month. My friends, the average family of four could save about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk while enjoying one of America's most dependable 5G networks. So cut the fat out of your wireless bill, switch to Pure Talk by dialing pound 250 and saying keyword Mark Levin. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword Mark Levin, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Media station.
News now. At 6:30, I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, Israel's cabinet gives final approval to the ceasefire and hostage release deal between Israel and Hamas. The 6-week-long phase one is expected to start on Sunday with the release of as many as 4 female hostages. American hostages expected to be released in subsequent waves. A change of plans for the inauguration, with feels like temps forecast to be in the single digits. President-elect Trump will take the oath of office inside the Capitol Rotunda. Lawmakers will be able to watch, but the Sergeant-at-Arms says their ticketed guests are out of luck. Some people can watch live from Capital One Arena, and Mr. Trump will join them after he's sworn in. No word on who will be allowed in there. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Clinic Traffic Center.
In the district, there's police activity that has 2nd Street closed between V and W Streets in Northwest. Keep in mind on the Memorial Bridge westbound, 2 right lanes remain blocked between the Lincoln Memorial and the GW Parkway due to the accident investigation activity. All eastbound lanes, though, have been reopened. In Northeast, watch out for an accident on Queens Chapel Road at Bladensburg Road. Beltway still a slow go on the inner loop through Cabin John, and again from Old Georgetown Road to Georgia Avenue. More delays from Route 50 all the way to Ritchie Marlborough Road, and some slowing through Oxon Hill. The outer loop is jammed up from Telegraph Road to the Wilson Bridge, and also very heavy through College Park in towards Bethesda. Now from GarageDroidCare.com, the WMAL Store Watch and Forecast.
Tonight, increase in clouds, a low around 31. Right now, 39 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals.
You're what's wrong with the country, Alvaro. You're part of the fucking problem. You're a fucking burden on society.
LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix
Want in one hand, shit in the other, and watch what happens.
To make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with.
I hope they draft you, Alvaro. I hope they make you go into the army and, you know.
New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye.
Sorry, it's our country.
And delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No, and okay, gotta catch you.
Right.
Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk.
Shannon.
And go see your
let's
doctor
talk
if
about
you experience
Shannon.
symptoms or test positive. And for the
She wants this. She's been mad at me a long time now. Expecting me to kiss her ass. Fuck you, Shannon. You're just like JC and Rusty and Monica and the rest of them.
It's hard. You can cross your fingers and hope or build a plan.
Bunch of fucking wannabes.
Call 301-850-0683 to build your plan and join me every weekend on the Winter Trucker Radio Show here on WMAL.
Investment advisory services offered through Monumental Financial Group, doing business at Bridgemark Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through MFG Insurance Services Inc. and its associated insurance licensed agents.
Traffic, weather, and news are brought to you by Douglas & Son Services. Go to douglasonsonservices.com.
Affordable. Expert technicians, Douglas & Sons. Services for all your plumbing, gas, heating, and air conditioning needs. Serving D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. If you've got,
I don't really want to talk about Shannon. She's shallow.
Making sense of your world. Thank you.
News Talk 105.9.
Stop asking me how I'm doing. You fucking see how I'm doing, Alvaro. I'm doing a lot better than you are. I have my own panel. Where's yours, Alvaro? You should time your dumb ass out. But I have an agenda. I'm trying not to time people out. Well, then why you hear that?
Tonight I have our friend Danny Danon, the ambassador to the United Nations from Israel, on the program. How are you, Mr. Ambassador?
Yeah.
It's a great pleasure.
Hey, a guy with Arab accent.
All right, so I don't even like calling this a deal. We have this situation now where these monsters kidnap all these innocent, beautiful civilians, some of whom have been murdered and tortured and raped.
Traffic.
The administration is trying to get as many back as possible. They're coming under enormous pressure from 50 different people, 50 different governments, 50 different sides, even within your own government, because the people who listen to this program understand that the way your government works or doesn't work is you have all these parties, minority parties, so you got to deal with all that as well as everything else. But in the end, isn't it true, Mr. Ambassador, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase whatever, that Israel keeps the right, keeps the authority to go into Gaza, to finish off Hamas, if necessary, and it is necessary, that this is a so-called ceasefire. It's not a peace deal, quote unquote, correct?
Absolutely. It's not a peace agreement. It's a ceasefire. We are committed to bring the hostages. 15 months, we know about babies, women who are being tortured, raped, starved in the tunnels of Hamas. So, it's part of our Jewish tradition to fight for each one. And that's what we are doing. But we will not allow Hamas to stay in power in Gaza. We know that if they will stay there, there will be no future for Gaza, for the Palestinians there, but also for us, because they will regroup. It's only a matter of time before they will initiate another attack against Israel. So we are determined to finish the job. But at the same time, if we have to delay and bring back hostages alive back to their families, we are doing it. And it's not a happy moment. It's mixed feelings today because we will see the visuals of terrorists who murdered innocent Israelis going to become heroes all over again in Gaza. So, to release those murderers, it's very hard for us. But unfortunately, that's the decision that the government will have to take.
Was there a lot of pressure from the United States?
Well, I would say that both President Trump and President Biden wanted to see something happening before Monday. So yes, there was pressure, and I think it's supported because this same agreement was offered to us back in May, more or less, not exactly, and we said yes. And Hamas said no, and the pressure we put on them with our military in Gaza, and the pressure that President Trump and his special envoy put on them during the last few days, I think it supported the process, and it allows us to bring some of the hostages back home.
And the Netanyahu government has helped. You had a few people who started to pull out, but all in all, you still have a majority in the Knesset, correct?
Yes, we still have a majority. We have a good coalition, even once the parties decided not to stay because of the deal. There is a for the government. But, it's not easy. It's not easy. But I think majority of Israelis will support the decision of the government. Because, we send our kids to the military. I send my son, my daughter to the military. We expect the government to make sure they come back to God forbid our in Israel, not like in the US, everybody in the military. So it's part of our society, part of the culture, and that's our commitment to bring them home.
A lot of progress made in fighting Hamas, a lot of progress made in Gaza, despite what the world media have to say and so forth. And so what you're indicating here is, look, we want to get as many hostages back as we can, but we're not going to let that situation tolerate. We're not going to tolerate that situation. We're not going to tolerate Hamas running that part of the world. We're not going to tolerate them on our border. So we will re-engage, but right now we want to get our hostages back. And it's my understanding that the United States, the incoming administration, supports that view, correct?
And when I speak at the UN, many of those countries, only the Palestinians, and I think that if you really care about the Palestinians, you should join our efforts against Hamas, because they will have no future with Hamas in Gaza. But some, choose to close their eyes and to blame Israel for it.
I gotta try something.
But the truth of the matter,
if it
when
boots
you look
me,
at the situation
then
of the Palestinians today,
I'll be back.
For the sake of the future of the Palestinians, the international community should support Israel in our fight against Hamas.
Is your government being pressured at all by the outgoing government or the incoming government to create a Palestinian state out of Israeli territory right now?
I don't think it's that, that's all happened. They that's what it is. So, it's very stupid. We ask ourselves, with whom you wanted to sign a peace treaty? With those who actually glorify the terrorists who invaded our communities, killed our citizens. So I think we will demand a major change among the Palestinian culture and leadership before we can talk about a peace deal with the Palestinians.
It's not going to happen, because I'm watching these children who were celebrating Hamas 24 hours ago. In Gaza, I'm watching that. I'm watching Hamas is becoming more popular in the areas of of the Palestinian Authority than Fatah. And so they have certain pockets like Ramallah and other places where Hamas has a growing popularity. So this idea of another state, that is fanciful, that is ridiculous. And the problem is you and your country would be left dealing with. And what's the state going to look like? They're going to have an air force, they're going to have missiles, they're going to have nuclear weapons. The whole idea is preposterous.
So I hope that the new administration, and I believe, they will have a very clear approach against terrorists, against those who support terrorists. It's not only those who commit the crime, it's those who indoctrinate, who teach the children in schools to hate Jews. That's unacceptable. When you look at the textbooks of UNRWA, which is being funded by the UN, they teach their children to hate us. They don't teach them mathematics or English. They don't care about that. So I think, and I believe we see a different approach from the new administration and more accountability. We have to demand more accountability from the UN and from other countries.
To the extent this show and my voice matter, I will fight this with every fiber of my being. I can tell you that right now. I do have an idea for a Palestinian homeland. I think it should be in Saudi Arabia. They got a lot of land over there. The prince seems to be very interested in something like that. You don't need to comment, Mr. Ambassador. They've got plenty of land over there. And so if that's what they want to do, that's up to them. Let me ask you this. Going forward, there's still Iran. Iran's hurting very badly. Turns out we've learned more about what the Israeli military did under Benjamin Netanyahu and the government that you serve when it came to the attack on Iran, knocking out pretty much all of their ground-to-air capabilities and knocking out some of their main energy sites. So seems to me that's a country teetering, no?
Well, it was a strategic attack against Israel. It came from Gaza, from Iran, Yemen, Lebanon. But look where we are today. Hezbollah, we dismantled the capabilities. Nasrallah is dead. Hamas, we almost eliminated them, not yet completely. Iran, we proved our capabilities. And I think now the challenge is to make sure that we will not run for the nuclear.
What's going on, Billy?
Okay, hold on. Turn this down so you know. A week now.
Dude, turn yourself up a little bit. I mean, Billy, turn yourself up a little bit.
All right. Right?
So look, Billy, I want to have a legitimate conversation with you. You're one of the only people I can talk to about something like this and maybe talk about it for about 5 minutes. Oh, what's up? I want to know your opinion on all this TikTok bullshit.
I ain't. So what, did they ban it? I don't even pay attention to that. I don't watch TikTok.
Okay. I don't either.
I guess if I have an opinion on it, my take, what's going on, it's a spy mechanism for the Chinese government.
Well, that's kind of how I feel. I don't use it, and I don't like the shit I see, the little bit I see. Like, I make jokes.
It's just another social media platform, They just come out with it, and China's basically engaging in capitalism is what they're doing.
Right. And yeah, and something else. I don't think TikTok's allowed in China.
Yeah. Whatever's going on, that's up to that's why we elect our officials to take care of things like that for us, because people like you and I, we're too busy taking care of the farm or whatever the fuck we're doing.
Right. You have to have people you can count on, right? I don't shit. It ain't too good right now.
Let me ask you this, Andy. When Obama was president, did he spy on people?
I don't recall, Billy. I was out of the country a lot of that time, but I would have to assume they all do, Billy.
But Obama, listen.
Now, I remember there was an incident with Trump.
Hold on. Let me hear my thoughts. You got to hear my thoughts. You got to listen.
Yeah.
I'll listen to you. You got to listen to me, okay?
Yes, Billy. Billy.
James Comey testified in front of Congress,
And the question was asked if electronic surveillance is spying. And he actually said no, he doesn't consider electronic surveillance.
Well, I call bullshit on that. If I bug your fucking house and put a cam in, fuck, that's fucking spying, dude.
You can't hide your
Billy,
digital trail. If you bank online, you can't. If the people know what to do to find you and track that shit, you can't hide your digital trail. See,
well, Billy,
analog was different, and they couldn't do that.
Billy, let me ask you this: do you shop online?
No.
Okay, see, I'm not that worried about it. You know, I do Amazon, I get Walmart delivery, I bank. And
Lots of
this is
people do. Lots of people do. I don't.
This is my take on it. Really, I don't have a lot to hide, you know. What are they going to see? Some kind of, you know, worst they're going to see is, I watch porn here or there. Dude, I don't have a lot to hide.
Well, they do that to you. They do that to me. They can look. They find my accounts and they can look at my search history, and they won't find. I've never been to a porn site. I barely use Google. I use Google. JC's chat. I'll use Google to search somebody's chat.
All right. You know? So look. All right. Now you got me all fucking jumbled up.
I have that effect on people, Andy.
Yeah, well, dude, I was talking about TikTok, and I don't want to go down this other direction. I'd still like to talk about TikTok a little bit. Oh, because we were talking about spying. Because, yeah, I do see TikTok as a spying mechanism, a way of getting information. And it also is undermining the society.
You make a great point, Andy. You're making a great point. People come into these YouTube chats, and then they want to claim you're a victim or you're using my information. Don't log in. That's why a lot of them see I can be myself. I decide. You ever hear JC talk? You should never use your real name. Can you imagine if YouTube everybody was faking to be say we didn't know we didn't know who's who? Can you imagine?
Right. Well, you know, there's information out there, Billy.
And can I go put water in this without you porn bombing my?
Yeah. But look, I want to have, you know, we're just having a conversation, dude. Who else am I going to talk to about this kind of shit? Yeah, he got up and left. Fuck it. Fuck me, right, Billy?
Well, I'm here, Andy. That's one of the things that I thought of when Wiggin begged me to go live, because he did beg me. Wiggin said,
well, you know, I like going on panels, and look, there ain't a lot of people on panels that are conservative.
You see how I got blamed? I'm timing everybody out, and I won't let nobody up on my
Billy. Yeah, Billy. So that's why I'm coming up here, and we got a topic: TikTok and spying and the government.
Well, my topic is right there. Why don't you address what I'm asking right there?
Well, Billy, I mean, you don't want to talk.
Hold on. Come on, Andy.
I'm listening. Okay, go ahead.
Come on. Okay. All right. What would JC do right now had Trump lost? What would be going on in her chat had Trump lost?
Well, half the people would be happy, I guess.
Half? Are you kidding me?
Well, I know there's some conservatives in there, you know.
That's a statistical question. I'm a statistical kind of guy. I can ask.
Yeah, I am too. But Billy, I don't want to, get caught up in that. I'd rather talk about what we were talking about. You have an opinion on this shit, okay? Who am I going to ask? You? Who? I mean, who else is there to talk to about?
JC, she won't let me speak. I go in there, I disrupt the whole fucking thing.
Well, dude, I'm not here. Look, I just like to talk. Look, I'm going to give you my opinion since I don't want to keep this up. Look. One thing I don't like about TikTok is I call it TikTok Tourette's. These fucking young people acting like they have Tourette's just to get attention. Same thing with the fucking tranny bullshit. Oh, I have a beard and a cock, but I'm a tranny. Dude, TikTok is undermining our fucking society.
You're just now realizing that, Andy? I've been arguing this point since I've been in YouTube.
Billy, of course not. I'm not just realizing.
I've been saying that.
Of course, I'm not just realizing.
I trash Facebook. You know that, right?
So, but the whole thing is, so there, from what I understand, the Supreme Court is wanting to ban it, or they did, and then Trump's not necessarily behind the ban. I mean, is it a ban? I mean, what's going to happen? Because, like I said,
what did they say over to JC's? Because you've been in her chat for the last hour since she went off.
Dude, I don't talk about politics when I'm over there. I just talk about different stupid life shit. But I do like to talk politics. So they were over there talking about something. I'm like, something I don't want to.
They all knew this was going to be a political chat. I told them right up front. My chat's going to be it's going to be a place where you want to talk politics. We're going to talk politics.
Look, I stream jump. It ain't no fucking secret. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it is to me. 6 months ago, I didn't know who the fuck you were.
No, I mean day to day, back and forth. No, 6 months ago, I just discovered y'all.
I didn't spend any time in Space Ambient. You were there, so you.
Right. Well, I'm from a place called Facnominal, because apparently when I came, we were always known.
That means you're also on Discord, also.
Fuck no.
Were you on Discord?
I was on Discord for. Listen, let me answer your question. Fuck.
JC would sit on her panel and she'd be in Discord with a wrench, with whatever, with D-highs, and they're right into this shit.
Look, dude, see, I came up to talk about politics, and you keep wanting to go down another rabbit hole, dude.
Wait a minute, this is my show.
I understand. So I'm going to just leave.
No, you don't, Andy. The fucking question is, what would JC be talking about right now had Trump lost? Kamala Harris
was
being inaugurated on Monday. What would they be talking about over in Ottawa right now?
What are you talking?
That's the subject matter. I don't want to talk about TikTok.
Okay, dude. All right, dude. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, Billy. I enjoyed the conversation.
I gave you my answer. It's just another spy platform.
Okay. Hey, can we talk? It has to be the topic in your banner.
I'm going to talk about JC, and you're not going to disrupt that. Answer my fucking question now.
All right, Billy. Hey, dude, it was good, I guess.
You're welcome. Right. That's why I'm here.
All right, thanks, Billy.
You are an American, right? I support Americans. I do. Even if you're dumb and stupid and you don't vote for the right people. Andy, I doubt you even vote. A guy like you doesn't vote. That was fun while it lasted. That was funny. You didn't have to leave, Andy. Fuck, I gave you the floor. I'm not going to let you talk over me.
Who escaped assassins, political and real. He's a man who beat every prosecution, rotten to the core. It's a man who beat every judge, rotten to the core.
I am relaxed.
It's a man who believes in the Constitution and the real.
You're the one that's not relaxed.
And there he is, standing
Not that.
The oath of office, the 47th president of the United States. Thanks to you, the American people. You rose up. You had enough.
He's playing some Motown. Mark Levin's into Motown music big time. I used to hear it all the time when I was a kid. You'd have to be listening to this radio show because this music isn't going to come over.
They say it's going to snow. You know what snow is? It's God's confetti. That's right. It's the confetti for the inauguration. It's the celebration for the inauguration. That's what it is, Mr. Producer. That was abrupt. We ran out of music.
I'm actually expecting card players to show up, but
This is our.
there's a wait until 9 o'clock. Want to come over and play cards?
The tyranny. A man who declares amendments to the Constitution. A man who gives clemency to murderers. A man who opens the borders to fentanyl, the drug cartels. A man who opens the borders to Venezuelan gangs that we never heard of before in MS-13. A man who turns the other eye away, turns his face away from the rape of women sold into slavery on the southern border and children too. They lecture us, you and me. Well, you know what? They can stick it. We don't need their lectures. We don't want to hear from them. Get the hell out of the way. And this president and his administration, and we the people, will strengthen America once again. I'll be right back.
Making sense of your world.
You didn't have to leave, Andy. But that's my subject matter tonight, right here. That's the main question. Yep.
Brain Scarf and beat the increase now with last second savings throughout the store. With next day and 2-day delivery on in-stock bestsellers. Save big
Andy.
on all in-stock KitchenAid dishwashers and Whirlpool washers and dryers.
When I was in the Navy in the 80s, women were not stationed on submarines. There were no women on submarines. Congress has a law, and they've had a law forever since it started. You want us to draft your daughter and put her on the line to kill our enemy? Is that what you want, Andy? You want your daughters to be put on the front line? Is that what you want? You want your daughters drafted?
Personal loans with credit card debt at all-time highs, debt relief.
How about that for an answer, Andy? How many fathers do you think would want their daughters to be drafted? Women don't fight wars. They help. They have roles because they're women.
Debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would.
There's a reason they make you do push-ups in basic training, especially if you're in the Army or the Marine Corps, because you're a fucking grunt. You got to dig holes. You got to take care of heavy equipment, all kinds of shit. It's heavy work. Women have always played a role. Martha Washington fed the troops, darned their socks if they had any. Yeah, provided a place for them to sleep. Whatever. Made they cooked their meals. Women do not belong on the front line of combat. Well, Andy, I'm done talking to you. I really don't. Go somewhere else and play your fantasies out, Andy. I don't care if you like fucking goats or women, what you like. You know, you just come up here to disrupt my fucking. You didn't come up here to have a conversation, because if you did, you would have fucking commented on this first.
7 degrees. The House Sergeant at Arms is telling members of Congress that they will be invited indoors.
Andy.
The majority of their ticketed guests will not.
Oh, you're back?
The ceremony in person.
Yeah, you sure you want to do this?
Will be commemorative. Jumbotron and Capital One.
I'll make it hard for you.
Congressman Andy staying on X tonight to keep an eye out for updates from President.
What's up, Billy? We having a contest or we talking?
And
What do you mean we having a contest?
I mean, dude, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some socio-political.
And that's the last time you're calling me dude. Don't call me dude no more. That's
All
it.
right, Billy, we've been through this before. I apologize.
And you fucking my name is Billy.
I know, Billy. Like I said, forgive me in advance or whatever.
You sound just like Mark LaFleur.
Dude, well, guess what? As the crow flies, he lives about 5 fucking miles from me. So look, dude, what's that word I hear they throw around? Misogyny. You know, some of the shit you say, I absolutely agree with. But feminists would say, "Oh, you're a fucking misogynist," you know? Dude, if I'm fucking wounded laying on the ground,
You gonna call me dude again? Are you gonna call me dude again?
Billy, if I'm laying
Stop calling me dude. I'm not your dude.
Billy, if I'm laying on the breathing and a chick pick me up and freaking carry me to safety. Now that's a tough situation.
Now answer my question. What would JC be talking about right now if Donald Trump was not the winner and it was Kamala Harris gonna be inaugurated on Monday? Answer that question. And I'm going to turn your mic up, and I want you to cooperate with me, or I will kick you this time.
Dude, don't fucking interrogate me. Let me answer this question.
You're interrogating me, and you just called me dude again. All right? I asked you nicely. Now answer my question.
So what would JC talk about after the election if Trump lost? But look, now don't fucking go at me or this or that or the other. She'd probably be glad it was the first woman president, if I had to guess, and that it was someone liberal. I don't know what more I could say.
That's because you're a newbie, as Wiggin would say.
Dude. You asked me, Billy, you asked me a question. I answer it.
You think you're some dude or what? You think you're fucking some cool dude?
You won't accept my answer.
You think you're some cool dude, don't you?
Don't call me dude, motherfucker.
Dude, you think you're some fucking cool dude, don't you? You fucking wanted a wrench and shit. I fucking got you on that one, didn't I?
Don't call me a dude.
You went straight to JC and fucking cried about it and bragged.
I want a wrench, Billy. What's wrong with that? I want a wrench so I can fuck with other people. How about that? You can be my first wrench, Billy. I've never been wrenched before.
Are you kidding? People have had wrenches. Wiggins had wrenches in my fucking chat. Gotti's had wrenches.
Me, Billy.
Even had wrenches in my chat.
Clear your fucking ears out, brother.
No, you clear your ears out, you fucker. You're the one that's full of fucking shit. You think you're some cool dude. Look at you. Turn your camera on.
Dude,
Turn your camera. Dude,
I don't want to. I look like I look like fucking Albert Einstein. Fuck you.
I dig it. You come up just to fight with me. Well,
no, I'd like to discuss something. I'd like to talk about women in the military.
Well, I'm here to discuss right here. What would JC be talking about right now had Trump?
You already asked me that, and I already answered.
No, you didn't.
I told you. She'd be glad it was a woman president. Maybe you don't want to hear that, but I think the lady would be glad, happy, you know.
This ain't gonna happen, all right? Because you don't know how to have a conversation.
Well, that's fine. I gave you.
You don't. You don't know how to have a conversation. Go back to JC's where you belong. I ain't putting up with your fucking bullshit.
Brownsville, watch out for accident activity affecting Route 1 northbound and southbound at Road.
I turned to gloat. Donald Trump won. Fuck you, JC. You lost the bet. JC owes me $1,000. Well, technically, she broke even. She should have went double or nothing, and I won the second bet. Period. Go back to JC's. Andy, I don't need you. And, we know what your opinion is. We know what you do. You want to be a troll, then go be a troll. Go back to Shannon's chat, because that's where you lived. A lot of Shannon's people left her chat. Well, they go back and forth to JC's. So, you're not fooling me, Andy. You think you're some cool dude. You won't even fucking call me by dude. And I thought about that. You fucking took off the first time. This time I kicked you.
The Biden regime. Tyranny. We have a great Life, Liberty, and Levin. Two great Life, Liberties in Levin. Saturday and Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please set your DVR. There's all kinds of stuff. Football games, this, that, weather, all kinds of
Shallow
stuff.
Shay, yeah, you're just like her.
The
Shallow.
inauguration, I remind you, is Monday. It's not Saturday night or Sunday night. It's Monday. But two great special shows, two great opening statements, four great guests, two each night. Tom Cotton and Brent Bozell.
Got Patrick Rowe over there trying to troll them. JC will protect them, just like always. I stood up for you and seeing that. No, you didn't.
I know there'll be a lot of Fox people and others at the inauguration. I will not be there.
You played grab ass, JC.
Yes, I was invited.
Oh, JC'd be all happy and everything if fucking Kamala Harris was gonna be, and she'd be. You wouldn't hear Tammy'd be up there fucking running her mouth. Where are you, Tammy Holt? Bitch. Come on, you fucking cunt. That's who I want to talk to is Tammy. Come on, you fucking bitch. You fucking dirty pussy, stinky ass motherfucking ancient ape. I laughed so hard when Wolfie called you that. Fucking, who the hell is she fucking fighting with? And told her to bring her ancient ape with her. You are a fucking ancient ape motherfucker. And then Angie's a modern ape.
Today, as we move these people through, the Democrats in the Senate say, we're going to.
Yeah, well, this ain't them other chats. Sorry. Go be a suck fuck over at JC's, because that's where you were just a little while ago. Because I was looking.
Human hemorrhoids, the hemorrhoidics that they are. We will expose them over and over and over again. They're not going to try and unite behind the American people. They're not going to accept the results of the election. Oh, I got to accept the results of the election.
You lost, Andy. Big time.
They have no desire to do that.
Yeah.
Christy, no. To Mr. Producer, go.
When you come to this office, I hope very soon, will you pledge to us that you will open the books of all the facts associated and around these assassination attempts, that you will make available to us and to the public, most importantly, all the facts, so that we can ensure that this never happens again and that the needed reforms in the Secret Service are put into effect?
Senator, if I am the Secretary of Homeland Security, I will certainly work with you to build transparency and make sure the facts are shared with you and your committee. I know that you've been very frustrated by the lack of transparency from the department, and I want to thank those of you that have worked on that report that was put together on these assassination attempts. I know it was a bipartisan report and investigation that this committee conducted, and I appreciate you focusing on that, and I will work with you to get the information so that you have the truth of really what happened there and the failures so they can be fixed.
It's going to be important to have her, especially, but a governor in that position, somebody who knows how to actually manage it. It's a huge department. This is something that needs to be done. I was watching some of her testimony.
Oh, who you are, Andy.
I think she's going to be absolutely outstanding.
I remember you from a long time ago, Andy.
Yes, Senator, I've confirmed, and and I have the opportunity to be secretary on day one, CBP 1 will be shut down. There's data and information in there that we will preserve so that we can ensure we know who's coming in.
Where's your buddy Patrick Rowe? Patty Cakes.
To go find, but also we make sure that there's
News is on.
CHNV, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, where our federal government actually paid to fly people into this country directly from other countries without any vetting or knowing who they are. So there's several of these programs that need to be eliminated, and we need to ensure that we're following legal immigration laws.
Well, that'll be good. That whole department's going to be turned upside down. No question about it. Bernie Moreno, the great new senator out of Ohio, cut 4, go.
Mayorkas let in about 12,000 murders. How many would you
talking about Mayorkas?
Well, every day would you have no murderers allowed into this country in our communities.
Mayorkas allowed 16,000 rapists. How many
Head
would
of
you
Homeland
let in?
Security.
Every day I'd work to make sure that there was none let into this country.
He let 600,000 Mayorkas, 600,000 people with criminal convictions. How many would you allow in?
We would work every day to make sure people are safe and that those with criminal convictions are immediately removed.
How many private jets would you have the United States taxpayers have fly into foreign countries to pick up people to bring them here?
Yeah, Senator, we will no longer be undertaking that mission of the Department of Homeland Security.
So not 700,000 individuals on private jets over the last 4 years. You would not have any.
I'll be working with President Trump to put in place his agenda and adherence to our federal laws.
And how many illegals will you plan to house in luxury hotel rooms in Manhattan? And it costs us $6,000 per month.
Sir, clearly, Senator, during this election, the American people said they did not support that and that would not be a part of this new administration.
How about sex change operations for illegals? How many of those would you suspect you would fund?
Senator, I believe that the Department of Homeland Security will be reevaluating its mission in this country to not allow that going forward under President Trump's goals.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's see. What about anti-Semitism? She's very good. Cut 5, go.
Unrelated to groups outside our borders, we've seen a rise in anti-Semitism in this country. It has spiked beyond any prediction. And I want to know if you're concerned with anti-Semitist, racist events.
Anti-Semitists? Is that what he said, Mr. Producer?
Oh, Randall. There's Randy. Here they come.
For these violent terror attacks.
Let me turn the radio up so you can hear it better.
In the United States.
Very concerned.
No, just stop there. It'd be nice if he would inquire of his own party, isn't it? Did he inquire of Biden? Did he inquire of Mayorkas? Did he inquire of Garland? Did he do anything? This guy?
Randy was one of JC's first wrenches.
Something about him that's very weird. Go ahead.
As far as anti-Semitic violence that has happened, in fact, last year during our legislative session, I brought legislation to more clearly define it so that we could fight it in our home state. And I'm hopeful I can work with you to continue to do what we can to make sure that we are addressing this rising threat and not facilitating it in this country.
Mm-hmm. And what is Blumenthal? What has he done about it? He is a senator. What's he done about it? Has he called out individuals in his own party?
Too late, Randy. You can retract it all you want. It doesn't do you any good to retract.
For sure. Not a, what's his name? Richie Torres, Mr. Producer? He's not a Richie Torres, another Democrat. No, he's not. Now listen to this. Blumenthal.
Hey, Matt, I think Randy wants to spar with you.
Their parents.
No, that's the one. How has he led any effort in that regard? I haven't heard a damn thing from this guy.
You're being ignored, Randy.
It's amazing. The Democrats cannot get away with it, including this clown, which is all during the Biden regime, the horrors that have taken place. Wasn't leading.
Randy's in a bad place right now. He ain't got no other place to go.
The women sold into sex slavery. He wasn't leading the fight on the 325,000 unaccompanied minors who went missing. He didn't hold Mayorkas' feet to the fire He barely said anything about anything. He didn't hold the cabinet secretary of HHS, whose name escapes me because he's never anywhere. He didn't hold his feet to the fire. He didn't complain to Biden. None of them did. Go ahead.
As a result of the so-called
Randy's
family
been mad at
separation.
me since,
See,
I don't know, 2018 anyway.
The family separation policy in the last administration. This guy's a lowlife. I think it's great. Trump calls him Denang.
Fucking dance on your face, Randy.
What's he call him? Denang Blumenthal. Because he led people to believe he actually served in combat in Vietnam, when in fact he did not.
Gee, another Mike Harrison.
The guy is just awful. Go ahead.
I have introduced a measure called Keep Families Together. Not only to
Wow, you're something. He introduced a measure. Very effective.
No,
it's his.
I ain't playing that game, Andy. If he's got you blocked or not, I
introduced
really
a
don't
measure.
give a fuck.
Go ahead.
That's your problem.
Separation of families.
Use a second device so you can see what he's saying. If you have that problem, use two devices. It's that simple.
Bring the children, the kids who were victims of this policy and who still are not big back with their parents. I hope that you will support that kind of effort.
The Trump administration never had a family separation policy. They had a zero tolerance policy, which said that our laws would be followed. What I'm alarmed by is the over 300,000 children that went missing during the Biden administration. And when we talk about children and what they're potentially facing as far as victimization in this country and the trafficking that's going on, this administration's lack of desire to find out where those children are, what they may be going through is alarming to me. So I want to stop.
My time is expiring. I'm just going to interrupt again with apologies to say, let's put aside.
Well, I can't put aside 340,000 children.
Let's put aside what happened in the past. There's
what you said happened in the past. You lied. You tried to smear Trump. Now look, at the border, you have to make decisions. And you always separate the children from the adult. Why? Because a lot of these kids have been kidnapped. A lot of these kids are being used by sex traffickers. A lot of these kids are being used by the drug cartels. So you don't know if the adult with the kid is the parent or a relative. And you don't have ready access to information, especially when they're pouring over the border, 10,000 a day, illegal immigrants without papers. And so you have to figure things out. So you have to stop the situation. You have to separate the two and figure it out. So they call that family separation in the Democrat Party. They call that family separation. When you're trying to protect the children, that's family separation. In the meantime, as Christine Nome was pointing out, hold on. You lost 325,000. Now it's 340,000 undocumented children who are in the custody of the federal government. What happened to them? They don't know. And they don't seem very interested. He's running out of time, so he has to interrupt her. He's running out of time. Go ahead.
Children who are separated and waiting to be reunited. I'd like your commitment that you're going to continue the effort to reunite.
Richard Blumenthal.
Yeah, Senator, we're going to make a all-out effort
from
to make
Connecticut.
Sure
What a dumb fucker.
What are you, an idiot? What am I asking? Yes, of course he's an idiot. Go ahead.
Keeping families together is critically important to me and to this country. I'm concerned about Laken Riley's family, that they no longer have her. I'm concerned about
Denang Dick, he calls him, right? For Richard. Reminds me of me, because I'm the one who started all these names in radio. It's true. Because I've been doing it all my life. That's why, long before radio. Denang Dick for Richard Blumenthal. Denang Dick, just like we have little Dick Durbin, Richard Durbin, little Dick from Illinois. Go ahead.
that we have people in this country that don't know where their children are, or people in other countries who sent their children here and they've been lost by this administration. So
okay,
yes,
Alvaro, fire,
to keep families
whoever
together.
the fuck
We
you
will
are.
uphold the
First of
law.
all, I love the way she handles herself. Don't you, Mr. Producer? She's good. She plows ahead. She hammers away. Cool as a cucumber. Hegseth was cool as a cucumber. Bondi was absolutely fantastic.
I timed Randy out for 30 seconds, or no, 10 seconds, and then a minute.
Rubio had softballs, but he was great. I mean, they have been.
Randy's feeling it, aren't you, Randy?
Do a fantastic job too.
Did anybody catch Randy on my panel on my last broadcast right at the end? And I ended it, so it's you don't have to search it. It's right at the end.
Relatively young cadre of nominees.
The fucker finally came up here.
That's what you have. Up against
showed off his fucking cars in the parking lot.
Horrendous. I'll be right back.
Matt Galligan showing a truck with a big lift kit in it. He had a couple of vehicles. Oh, if it's his brothers or whatever.
The leader of pest control since 1939.
Yeah, Harley Davidson can be scary, boy. You don't want to lay down on one of them motherfuckers or any motorcycle. The bigger it is, you're protected somewhat. But
and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy.
Yeah, well, I bet you have a lot of testosterone. And I have a rule. Somebody comes into my chat and I don't know the name. And if you've learned how to do the shit to, change the URL, one subscriber, and no information about it, join January 10, 2025.
For this free information, call the
you want to come in, be a smart ass.
515-6608. 800-515-6608. 800-515-6608.
No, you're short on chatting time. I just timed you out for 24 hours. Bye, LaBarge.
For safety, effectiveness, or quality, prescription required, restrictions apply. Are not compounded. Everyone's talking about the.
All right, I was watching some old Hogan Heroes, and there's a scene where it's on this phone. And right now I got Mark Levin playing. Where Colonel Klink calls the general a tub of lard. Time is it? 7:23. Yeah, there. Colonel Klink calls the big fat general there tub of lard.
Plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable doctor trusted.
Yeah, he showed some girl. He called her Mexican or whatever. It's because he's getting so old and fat, he can't bend over no more.
And you're done entertaining, and now you're ready for that special project. Like,
does he make her clean the fucking bathroom too?
I know it's a challenge, but it's not as tough as you think. It all starts with one call to Cabinet Discounters. You'll meet one of our friendly discounters.
So I live in Randy's head, rent free. Don't I, Randy? Randy, you're welcome to come back up and finish if you want. I winging bitching at me about my block list. Well, ain't nobody there. I went before in fact, I did it while I was doing this to see how it works, and you got to go to the right spot to do it.
Time is our most precious commodity. And so many of my listeners.
Because Randall was I fucking hit the ban on him when he. Not Randy, but it was somebody else. Randy left.
C.S. Lewis. Stories of the Book of Genesis. The meaning of our Constitution, the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, the history of the ancient Christian Church with Hillsdale College's free online courses. Personally, I'm enjoying Constitution 101. In this course, you'll explore the design and purpose of the Constitution, the challenges it faced during the Civil War, and how it's been undermined for more than a century.
Yeah, I was just watching it today.
12 lecture courses, self-paced, so start whenever and wherever you want. Start your free Constitution 101 course with Hillsdale College. It's free. Go right now to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. There's no cost. It's easy to get started. That's LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. Register for free. levinforhillsdale.com.
Making sense of your world.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL, making sense of the road. Because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern.
Download the
1965 to 1972, that show ran.
She didn't care if it's 2 degrees outside. It's going to be inside. I don't know how that'll work, but that's smart, you know. It's too damn cold for people. It's too damn cold for the cops, for the dogs, for everybody else. So it needs to be. And of course, the president does always care about what's going to happen to the people in the audience. Remember when he was doing those massive rallies and it was hot and people were fainting? He was very upset. He called for the doctor. He stopped all the events. These things do enter his mind. He's a very compassionate person. Very. It's been reported that from January 2000 to January 2025.
Andy, you're smart enough to know that if he had, Randy's already got my link copied. If he's timed out, it doesn't stop him from coming up here as long as I don't have him banned up on the panel in my StreamYard. So there's nobody banned. He can, if I time you out, you can still see the link.
Gold has always been about gold is mankind. I trust Advantage Gold. Why? Because they're rated one of America's top gold companies by TrustLink.
Might not be here. He doesn't like being timed out. He did it on that one.
What they do.
Yeah, he just wants to come up and tell me I fingered my niece and shit. Earlier, he asked me how she tasted. So he wants to be dirty, mean, and nasty. Meanwhile, I get blamed for the shit. And he's mad because Trump won. He has to support JC. He can't survive. Yeah, he fucking got mad at Mina. Mina is going to give back the avatar. Mina's had more fucking Photoshop avatars you can shake a stick at. I want to see a dance-off between JC and Mina. I mean, there's the two #1 women here, right? Everybody desires JC and everybody desires Mina. Let's have a dance-off. Big deal, you're married, Mina. And fucking, you listen to Rusty, everybody cheats. This place is for to come cheat, you know.
Try to save my appearance for my own show on Saturday and Sunday. I will appear from time to time. But because I've always said no, we're not invited.
No, she's not.
Right, Mr. Producer?
No, she's not. She really won't call JC out on her bullshit. That's a bunch of shit.
But I can't radio show, my Blaze show, prepare for my weekend shows and do that. They'll say, why aren't you on Hannity anymore?
Basically, JC said Mina's husband is not exceptional.
Same thing. Same reason.
Mina don't care.
Just the way it is. Because I got a whole lot to do. That's why.
Makes me sick.
And I can't be on all these podcasts.
It makes me sick.
It's not possible. We'll be right back.
She's dishonest. Wants to say I'm bipolar. If she talks, yeah. Mina's blocked. Mina will block me. And whatever they're doing in Vegas chat,
larger than ever. Safeguarding your personal information is
that's them doing that. You're posting away with somebody, and then all of a sudden your posts aren't showing. That's them doing that.
Could jeopardize your financial data, make it more susceptible to cyber intrusions. It's a controversial bill that proposes a.
There's no way you can be best friends with JC and be a Trump supporter. Impossible.
Consumers rely on. Who could possibly want that? Well, the answer: woke corporate megastores seeking to inflate their multi-billion-dollar profit margins. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill will undermine our safe and convenient payment systems and endanger your data security. It's time to take a stand. Visit electronicpaymentscoalition.org. Make your voice heard. Tell your senators to oppose the radical Durbin-Marshall credit card bill, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
WMAL traffic. This update in the district still struggling with jammed traffic delays at the 3rd Street Tunnel, northbound end, but light delays reported between South and 150. And over reporting an incident in Prince George's County on the Avenue, but Medical Center drives exit 16. The right lane only to by with excessively slow traffic as far back as Marlboro Rose exit 13 with a half hour and an additional. I'm Gavin Montgomery, now from the Round Road here in North County. Still 1-7 franchise.
Increasing clouds with a low 141 tomorrow, chance for winter from morning before transitioning to Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Blinds during that time.
Blinds.com. Blinds is a family-run business that began in 2010. We sold millions in custom blinds, shades, and shutters, and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. No matter expensive price, treat yourself and send big at Blinds.com. That great fat projectors. What the labor conflict overseas? Political banter. All of them here because comfort lines matter. Let's to the financial market standards. Get into the Wise Investor Show every week to get the latest on financial trends and what truly matters for your portfolio. Learn to cut through the noise and become a better informed, wise investor. Listen at RaymondJames.com/The Wise Investor Group or find us on your favorite podcast app.
Just in case with these changing times, you want to make sure you don't leave a mess behind for your family to clean up. Listen this Saturday morning at 9 to Legally Speaking, where attorney Mike and James Collins can answer any questions you may have in regards to wills or estate planning. If your family structure has changed in any way and you haven't an updated will, listen this Saturday morning at 9 to Legally Speaking to learn more. Log on to WMAL.com, find the Saturday show listings, and click on Legally Speaking.
Right on asked, and based on your input, we're reimagining transit for the future in Montgomery County. It's called Right On Reimagined, and it's the culmination of over 2 years of research and planning that examine on and Metrobus service. Go to rideonbus.com to learn about our plans for a more sustainable, equitable transit network that promotes safe mobility and economic opportunities. Ride On Reimagined, reimagining transit for the future.
Just in case with these
freshen up a little bit.
Make sure you don't leave a mess behind for your family to clean up. Listen this Saturday morning at 9 to Legally Speaking, where attorney Mike and James Collins can answer any questions you may have in regards to wills or estate planning. If your family structure has changed in any way and you haven't an updated will, listen this Saturday morning at 9 to Legally Speaking to learn more. Log on to WMAL.com, find the Saturday show listings, and click on Legally Speaking.
Keep trying, Andy. Keep trying, you old fucking dog.
You don't have to keep having that nightmare. Super Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, pick up.
Andy, why do you sound like Mark LaFleur when Mark LaFleur is actually sober? I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that guy talk when he was sober, to be honest with you. But you sound just like him when you talk. Think you don't sleep on a mattress in your son's kitchen, do you?
Listen this Saturday morning at 9 to Legally Speaking to learn more. Log on to WMAL.com. Find the Saturday.
Well, you know what? Anybody over Jace's, you know what? Fuck her. She sat there. I got her yesterday, didn't I? She bragged about being born in Ogdensburg. So fuck you, JC. I got her to call the cops in my village. Come up and have a laugh about that, JC. Let's laugh about it. Hey, I want to hear you fucking say again that the Second Amendment kills, because that's exactly what you said to the police chief. But the Second Amendment kills. You thought you were going to get that fucking woman, the police, to come get my guns, JC. I'll talk about this in a minute. Turn this back up. You're disgusting me, JC. Fuck you, JC. We'll fucking run a stream on you every day. Fucking bitch.
days tracker. Make sense? The first 100 days tracker. It's a powerful tool that keeps you informed on the administration's
JC, nobody accuses me of something I didn't do and gets away with it. Fuck you. And Rusty.
During these critical first 100 days, AMAC, this is a killer. AMAC is offering an exclusive deal. Ready? 47% off a 5-year membership. It's normally $60.
So what are you saying, Andy? A liberal chick like Marie Lubapina likes me? Is that what you're saying? She definitely likes my mother.
Insurance, rental.
Only if you knew.
It's enormous, these benefits and discounts. And think about it, $32 for 5 years.
Doing things to make people angry on purpose. And those people aren't even, I'm not, how am I Rusty's enemy? Can somebody explain that to me? How am I JC's enemy? Explain that to me. I'm being serious.
Magazine in existence, the substance.
Sorry, JC. A person doesn't admit to being raped by their uncle on fucking social media without fucking trying to garner sympathy from certain people. That's the first thing a criminal does. They give you a false sense of security. I'm your friend.
President Trump. Wait 4 years. It's not going to be easy. It's going to need our help. So no matter your age, this is the moment to get involved.
I'm rolling a joint. Freshened up. I took that hat. I hate wearing a hat, but I've been outdoors a lot today.
Believe part of a movement that's making America great again will help support President Trump. That's amen.
JC never gives a tour. She claims she did. She bought a new house. With inflation, right? JC, I hope you paid for a new subscription to your StreamYard. If what you say is true, you're due for renewal in February, right?
TikTok is a national security threat. And they control TikTok. Everything you do is being collected by the Communist Chinese and put in their other people you contact. Information you provide on them. You collect that too. Why are they doing it? And so Congress said the prior position of President Trump was, we're not going to allow the enemy, Communist China, to do this. A lot of powerful forces have come forward and said, we need to do this. Obviously, TikTok was
Here's your answer.
Useful during the campaign, I believe, for the president. And so, look, the bottom line is this. TikTok can survive. It just needs new ownership. The Communist Chinese can sell it. And if they don't, then it needs to go away and somebody can create something like it that's not spying on us. The defenses I hear is, well, our own government spies.
I was right, Andy.
So if our own government spies on us, it's okay for the Communist Chinese to spy on us? How stupid of an argument is that? How stupid of an argument is that? Seems to me neither should be able to spy on us. One spies on us, so the other can spy on us? We can't have our government spying on us. God knows what they'll do with the data. We certainly can't have the Communist Chinese spying on us and just give them a pass. That's ridiculous. I don't care how many people TikTok buys off. Just like I don't care how many people Qatar buys off. Or I don't care how many people Saudi Arabia buys off. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, I learned a long time.
I'm not a snitch. And certain people come in with certain accounts. I'm not just going to give them away for the suck fucks. Because there are Trump supporters in here, and I know they don't appreciate what JC's done. Because had Trump lost tonight, you'd never hear the end. It'd be every day. Fucking Jamie Holt would be up there fucking blowing her mouth off. That's what's got me worked up. I want to talk to you, Queen T, you fucker. You're the one. Come on, bitch. Calling you out.
Blackmail the people you're communicating with who don't even know you're using TikTok. They're worried about a First Amendment right. You don't have a First Amendment right as a foreign country.
And them ain't got the balls to come up here.
But us to set us up this way.
You ain't got the balls, and them.
And so a unanimous Supreme Court.
You got the balls to come up here and actually have a conversation. Let's see how you respect my chat, man.
That doesn't fly.
Come on over, I dare you.
And thank God they got it right.
I won't let nobody gang up on you. It'll just be you and I.
And what do the communist Chinese do with it? You're a communist Chinese operative, aren't you? Or you wouldn't be allowed to do this at all. And you must be in good standing because they disappear these guys who aren't. You step out of line even barely once. That's it.
The women at the View are melting.
Just like Russia, you're on the 27th floor, and all of a sudden, hey, he took a jump. He committed suicide. Yeah, with a little push. Go ahead.
TikTok and all our users across the country. I want to thank President Trump for
All right,
his
shut up. I don't want to hear from you. Communist propagandist. It's like during World War II, the Japanese had Tokyo Rose. This is the equivalent, this guy. Can you imagine? Anybody defending Tokyo Rose? Well, why are we defending this guy?
I didn't expect him to talk about this, but
so Kevin,
I should
I don't know
have.
if this guy is serious or not. I hope he is. He's showing up everywhere these days.
You did bring
Maybe
up a
I'll
good
have
subject,
one of
but
our
I'm more concerned about
Apparently he's not
this
off the
fucking
book
idiot
this
right
year.
here. Not really, but
I like him too.
I want to talk about JC.
He's on Fox News today with Bill Hemmer, who I know is serious.
JC's made her
15
chat the way it
What
is
is the
on
price
my
tag
name.
to get it done?
Right now, 20 billion's on the table. Cash, 20 billion.
Will that do it?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I know it's not enough. It's worth more than 20 billion.
No, I want to listen
Just
to the
saying,
radio.
Cash or not cash.
Yeah, more interesting in what Mark
I'm trying
Levin
to
has to
cash
say
back, by the way,
and the
cash
phone
back
calls
simply
he gets
means
than what's
money
going
is
on
available.
in
They
JC's
can be
chat
wired from bank
or whoever. There ain't nobody out streaming doing this shit.
like the effort,
I'm the only one.
but I find it hard to
So
believe
if
that
you
they
don't,
can get it for 20
you don't
bucks.
want
I'm
to
just
talk
saying,
politics, don't come in here
hard to believe.
because everything's about
Then
politics.
we had Markey. This guy is really a puke. Absolute puke. Thank you, Massachusetts, for sending this puke to the Senate. He's like obsessed. He hates Elon Musk. He hates Trump. It's just constant. How do these people, I mean, they're never happy. They're always frowning.
If they watch CNN.
Elon Musk is included as one possibility. Would he?
Who is this idiot? Who is this idiot? This is CNN mouthpiece, I guess. Yeah, I forget her name. They're all kind of the same. Go ahead.
I have no idea, Andy.
Very significant offer put on the table just last week by Project Liberty.
JC's
purchase
open.
TikTok.
Tiffany's.
Elon Musk may be interested. Others may be interested.
Mary Bernie.
Well, they need more time in order to find out. Now, on Elon Musk, obviously.
Lady Venom streams. I see in her stream.
What he did to Twitter.
Andy,
that would be absolutely.
See what I mean?
You go where you want, right?
They used to own all these platforms. Now all of a sudden they are a threat to democracy. Anything they don't like is a threat to democracy, when in fact they're the threat to democracy. They hate democracy. They hate the people. They want centralized, iron-fisted government with a massive bureaucracy. You try and cut that bureaucracy, you'll see. You'll see they howl like a bunch of coyotes. Now, Elon Musk is persona non grata. Like I said, he's persona non grata. Why? Because he's not one of them anymore. That's why.
Don't get it. I can't help
And what
you.
did he do to Twitter that was so terrible? Anybody's on Twitter, can do pretty much what you want on Twitter. Twitter's a great platform. I rejoined it.
Oh, Joy Behar is just, that's why I was scrolling like this.
Speech police,
The View.
they have the federal government leaning on them now, telling them what to say and what to do, whether it's the White House or the FBI or Adam Schiff or the rest of them. It's a very open platform. It's about as free as you're going to get in terms of free speech and freedom of association. And you see, Ed Markey doesn't like it. Why? Because Ed Markey is a tyrant. That's wrong. He's a tyrant. Yes, and he's got, the all, like I say, Massachusetts, they all want to sound like, yes, John Kennedy. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of
Hey, sorry, dude. The other day, somebody come in my backstage using your name, and they turned their camera on. And I don't know if it's a video or if it was actually the guy on his own camera fucking stroking it. Used your name, Sardu. I won't give you the rest of it away. They keep trying to porn bomb me. I never claimed to be a conservative chat. You look at the title of my chat, American Exceptionalism. Yeah. I believe in the Constitution. That comes first. You want to call that political? Fine. Good. Because all politics starts local. Taxation without representation. Well, where I live, you have representation, but you still have to pay tax. There's ordinance laws, village, county, state. You can't just dump oil in the river. You fuck up the guy downstream just because you own right there on the river. You have a right to pollute the river. I only do porno. I don't watch it. Or Angie, I was gonna say, Mammy Tammy Big Clammy, when her name is Sadie, the black chick that come on JC's panel. Oh, that drove fucking Tammy crazy. Where are you, Mammy Tammy Big Clammy? What would JC be talking about, Tammy, if Trump had lost? If we're looking at Kamala Harris going to be inaugurated, what would you guys be doing over there right now? My meter reads 0. And he's posting. There's fucking something ain't right.
It's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. If you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com.
Go ask JC.
Never miss out on great.
Mark Levin here for a trusted sponsor, Advantage Gold. Been reported that from
What's the matter, Andy? Did your friend Patrick Rowe give up on me? I thought he was going to do something to me. Is waiting for him to scratch my back with that back scratcher he's got. I got an itch I can't reach.
Let's say an IRA should have grown $900,000 or more. See, gold has been a viable asset for protection. I trust Advantage Gold because they're rated one of America's top gold companies by TrustLink for 9 consecutive years and have handled over $1 billion in retirement transactions. Right now, they're offering a free guide on protecting your wealth with gold. No cost, no obligation.
I'm actually liberal. I'm more liberal than, I'm both. I'm a conservative and a liberal. True.
Absolutely no cost to you. 800-900-8000. Call them now. Performance may vary.
Sardu, probably over at Will Durant's chat. Who the fuck knows? It could be a fucking Don Capion. I have no idea where the fuck they're at. Wait, is Mary Bernie live? Hey, Sardu, you ever hit on Mississippi? SW? Dougie went and visited her. She showed him her pottery. Hey, Dougie, did you get on the table and spin? I know it. Yeah.
But I never put down people who are trying to succeed, trying to do things like this. So, Mr. Wonderful, just because I can't remember his name, Mr. Wonderful, go for it. Kevin O'Leary, I'm sorry, Kevin O'Leary, go for it. Go for it. I do like that guy. I like Kevin O'Leary. And you, Mr. Medusa?
He's the one that's driving the ladies on The View crazy.
He's really good. He's a no-nonsense businessman, but you can see he's quite likable, too.
Goes on CNN and drives them crazy.
He sort of wants the fine line. You know he's one of us. You know he's a conservative / MAGA / whatever. But he can't really come out and say it. But he kind of does without really coming out and saying it that way. But he does a good job. So I wish him well. I hope he can get it for $20 billion, but I just feel like it's very unlikely. I just feel it's very unlikely because I think that's a low number, even though it's a lot of money. I think it's a low number. As for Elon Musk, I doubt that Elon Musk is interested in it. He's already got Twitter on his hands, and that's enough of a rattlesnake that he has to wrestle. He's got other things he's doing, too. That said, excuse me, I just think, this guy Markey.
A lot of traffic.
They keep trying to hear Elon Musk. As there's someone.
Ever who that was knew me, they beeped their horn.
It's very annoying to me, as a matter of fact, because he doesn't deserve it. He helped elect Donald Trump. I don't think there's any question about that. I think Donald Trump would say the same thing. The more multi-billionaires who want to join us, why are we opposed to that? Now, guys like Zuckerberg, we'll have to keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on him.
Zuckerberg.
I wanted to mention this, folks. Do I owe you something, Mr. Police? How much time do I have left here? Let me say this. Can you imagine a list of 33 names that's given to the Israeli government? They released the names, the hostages, the 33 who will be released in 3 phases, mostly in the first 2. The names come out, and your family member's not on the list, Mr. Can you imagine what must be going through the minds and hearts of those families? And then there's another phase. They'll be revealing soon which ones come home dead or alive. And this is what Hamas and the Palestinian terrorists have done. You got to watch Saturday's show. I'm just telling you, you got to watch it. At least DVR it. Same with Sunday's show. Go ahead and DVR it. That way you can watch football and my show. But it's got to be heartbreaking as hell. It just does. Very sad. The Fed has dropped interest rates twice, quarter point, total of 0.5 point in the last 5 or 6 months. It's had absolutely no impact on the economy. The economy is in very, very bad shape. And this Treasury Secretary nominee yesterday, the reason I played a number of his clips during the hearings, he was really good. Really, really good. And he made it clear that we are headed for a very, very dark period economically if we don't get the Trump tax cuts, regulation cuts, budgets passed as soon as possible. And that's why the Republicans better unite and get this done. They better unite behind Trump and get this done. This is a big deal. We got to not just reverse what Biden did. We literally have to save the economy, or we're going to go through some very, very dark periods here because they spent so much and they borrowed so much, more than any time in American history, any time in the history of mankind, that it has to be addressed. And if it's not addressed, it'll be addressed by the market system. It'll be addressed by the laws of economics. But now's the perfect time, given the fact that they have reduced rates twice, to consolidate your debt and reduce your monthly expenses. Many of you have these credit cards. There's a record amount of credit card use going on and a record amount of credit card payments not being made. So many people just can't keep up. The credit card, you keep pushing off the payments. The problem is the interest is outrageous. It's ridiculous. Up and building up. So if you don't pay off every month, the rate keeps kicking in, keeps circulating. Like
You just type it in. Put a number 2 after it. Type in Will Durant with a number 2. Let's see. You know Wolfie pretty good. That's a good source to find out about what Will Durant is all about. Go ask Wolfie. Go ask Gotti. That's actually the best because Gotti wanted to know if I got mad when he said that Will Durant is the best streamer ever. How about it, Gotti? Huh? He had the balls to come up, but he didn't have the balls to stay here. He just did that. What a suck fuck you are, Gotti.
A mortgage, a refi, is tax deductible up to $10,000.
Andy, I could. We could come up and help.
Financing.net. MLS 18233 NMLS Consumer Access.org. APR for rates standard 6.45% per week. Qualified buyers. Great.
So way too fast. The power hour is next. Our final hour. Our final hour is the final. And Friday before 3.
Sense of your world.
We're gonna get snow. It's fucking barometric pressure is going down big time. Feel it.
You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah. Metamucil 4-1.
I don't know what else to tell you, Andy.
Great. If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, stop have to take the 2-week challenge at metamucil.com. These things have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This is the story of the game.
Drink of water.
With a vintage charm historically unique imitation. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Granger. With easy access to a million products, when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call thegranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If you owe the IRS $10,000, file tax returns right this number down. Put it in your phone. 800-404-5055. The IRS is hiring more staff and cracking down. Call Tax Relief Helpers now to learn about our tax debt reduction programs and how to set up the collection efforts. If you're facing liens, levies, an audit, wage garnishment, or have years of unpaid taxes, even if you're already in a payment plan, through special IRS programs, you may qualify to have your tax debt settled for a fraction of what you owe. Tax Relief Helpers has helped thousands of taxpayers qualify for these generous relief programs, earning an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. No matter what amount you or your business owe to the IRS, call our Tax Relief Helpers now for a free consultation and see what savings you may qualify for. Don't tackle the IRS on your own. Having your wages, Social Security, even your pension seized. Call now. Call 800-404-5055. That's 800-404-5055. 800-404-5055.
Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News 105.9.
News now. This is the Fox News alert. The deal is done. I'm Lisa Litnera. Israel's cabinet has approved a ceasefire and hostage release with Hamas.
That agreement was first announced earlier this week by Israel, Hamas, U.S., and Qatari officials. Now a ceasefire is expected to start this Sunday. The first of the Israeli hostages are to be released soon after. Palestinian prisoners will be released only after Israeli hostages are in Israel's control. A total of 33 hostages are to be freed by Hamas over 6 weeks in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians imprisoned by Israel, many of whom are jailed for terrorist offenses and related crimes.
Fox's Jill Nato. The Supreme Court has upheld a federal law banning TikTok in the U.S. beginning Sunday, unless the Chinese parent company sells to an American. During his first term, President-elect Trump was for a ban, but seems to have reversed course, crediting TikTok for helping him win over younger voters. Next week's inauguration for President-elect Trump is moving indoors because dangerously cold temperatures are predicted.
President-elect Trump will take the oath of office Monday from inside the Capitol Rotunda. The decision was made, the president-elect says, because the weather forecast for Washington with the wind chill factor could take temperatures to severe record lows. Rotunda has hosted inaugurations before, most recently for President Reagan's second term in 1985. The National Weather Service is predicting temperatures fall to 22 degrees at noon on Monday. That would make it the coldest inauguration since Reagan's second inauguration, when temperatures plunged to 7 degrees.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Federal prosecutors have dropped bribery and fraud charges against former New York Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin because a cooperating witness and co-defendant, Gerald Migdal, died. America is listening to Fox News.
More money, less trash. I'm Sharon Reardon from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. A new bill before the D.C. Council aims to clean up city streets and put money back in the pockets of residents.
What do you see right here? A transfer. But what I see now with this bill is a pocket full of money.
Andre Walston, who lives in Ward 8, is applauding D.C.'s so-called bottle bill, which would require retailers to charge 10-cent deposits for canned and bottled beverages and place reverse vending machines at locations across the city. Those machines would accept empties and spit out a dime for each one returned. Walston tells 7 News.
It would help clean the environments, clean the streets. This right here, what we're looking at, is probably about $5 to $10 worth of trash.
City agency would oversee the program. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
A third case of bird flu has now been identified on the eastern shore of Maryland.
The H5N1 avian influenza was discovered during routine testing.
In a way, we're happy to say our system's working, right? We found them through routine surveillance, and then we depopulate those farms and clean and disinfect.
Maryland State veterinarian Dr. Jennifer Trout insists.
The big thing is your food's safe, what you get at the grocery store is safe. That's why we have routine surveillance.
Bird flu spreads via migratory birds such as snow geese, Canadian geese, and even vultures. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Now, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources is expanding its long-term contract with the USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. The goal is to get more wildlife technicians specializing in removing dead or sick wild birds to the state so they can safely dispose of the ones that could be carrying the avian flu. If you see a sick or dead bird in the wild, don't touch it. Report it to the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Sharon Reardon, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic in the district still. This update dealing with jammed traffic inbound on New York Avenue's Route 50 between Florida Avenue and I-395 through the 3rd Street Tunnel. Reports say only minimal jammed traffic through that sector of the Northeast Quad. Northeast of D.C. also jammed on the Anacostia Freeway southbound between Burroughs Avenue and East Capitol Street, with Nickel added to that southbound traffic commute. I'm Gavin Montgomery. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 31. Tomorrow, a chance for a wintry mix in the morning before transitioning to scattered rain showers. Highs in the mid-40s.
These days, when it comes to news, the World Wide Web is more like the Wild Wild West.
It makes you want to throw something, doesn't it? So where can you go to make sense of your world online? Depend on WMAL.com.
Get the day's top stories,
Stream your favorite WMAL shows.
access our podcast archives, and more.
Awesome, hilarious, entertaining, educational. For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Making sense of your world online.
Wesley is a truck driver. A truck driver with IRS troubles. It got really bad.
Yeah, they don't play around.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m. He found just what he was looking for.
They're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
Absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
You don't trust anybody.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-908-1755. 800-908-1755. 800-908-1755. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now,
On News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Mark Levin.
Mark Levin here. This is the hour 3, the last hour of the Biden tyranny for this program. Really just hours away if you think about it. Just hours away to a new president and a new future for the country. Not CNN. CNN is the dead network. They blinking 25-watt bulb, barely alive. It's got a conga line of reprobates. Much like MSLSD, which has a conga line of Marxist Islamists and other frauds, phonies, and fools. Over at Breitbart, John Nolte writes, jury finds CNN guilty of defamation, awards $5 million plus punitive damages. Most of the rest of the media are not interested in covering this, and they haven't been. Christopher or Fox to be a headline. A Florida jury has found far-left CNN guilty of defaming Navy veteran Zachary Young back in November of 2021. The jury ruled that Young is owed $5 million in compensation from the fake news network for lost earnings or personal damages. Yet to come are punitive damages. The jury will decide on that amount in the trial's next phase, when each side has the opportunity to present its case on what the amount should be. Did they settle on that? Would you check that, Mr. Producer? They may have cut some kind of deal. Just see for the latest story on this. After 8 hours of deliberation, the video, which they have, can only be described as pornography for decent people. What this means is that, says Nolte, I will be using the term convicted liar to describe CNN and Jake Tapper until the end of time. In their zeal to find a villain other than his fraudulently Joe Biden for the debacle that was America's withdrawal from Afghanistan, the convicted liars at CNN, this is great the way he's writing this. The convicted liars at CNN, it's never going to get old, decided to demonize Mr. Young as a black market operator exploiting desperate Afghans for huge sums of money to get them out of the country. Convicted liar Jake Tapper, it is good, introduced the segment this way, quote, Afghans trying to get out of the country face a black market full of promises, demands of exorbitant fees, and no guarantee of safety or success. Months later, the convicted liars and CNN try to take it all back with an all-air apology from convicted liar Jake Tapper. What truly sank the convicted liars on CNN, at least from where I sit, he says, the texts that would provide malice to anyone with an IQ above room temperature. CNN correspondent and convicted liar Alex Marquardt flat out said he wanted to, quote, nail this Zachary Young MFer and promised that the story would be his, quote unquote, funeral. Convicted liar Marquardt, that's not his name, best I can do. His editor, Matthew Phillips, then replied with, gonna hold you to that, cowboy. Then a CNN senior editor named Fuzz Hogan called Young an S. I mean, what's really revealed here, what's really exposed is how sinister, how grotesque these people are behind the scenes here when they try to destroy you. Better still, there are texts from CNN staffers pointing out that the Zachary Young story is 80% emotion, 20% observed fact. That's a quote, and flawed. But the convicted liar, Jake Tapper, and the convicted liars at CNN ran with the story anyway. Because in 2021, these idiots believed they were bulletproof after temporarily vanquishing Donald Trump from the Oval Office. And why not after one hoax after another? Springfield bomb threat hoax. Trump called for Liz Cheney to be executed hoax. All CNN stories. Violent crime down under Biden-Harris hoax. Arlington Cemetery hoax. Kamala was never America's border czar hoax. Russia collusion hoax. Hands up, don't shoot hoax. The Justice Smollett hoax. Covington KK kids hoax. Very fine people hoax. 7-hour gap hoax. Russian bounties hoax. This guy's good, this Nolte. Trump trashes troops hoax. Policemen killed at mostly peaceful January 6th protest hoax. The Rittenhouse hoax. Eating while black hoax. Border agents whipping illegals hoax. NASCAR noose hoax. Georgia Jim Crow 2.0 hoax. Trump assaulted Secret Service agents and grabbed steering wheel of the beast hoax. MAGA assaulted Paul Pelosi hoax. COVID lab leak theory is racist hoax. Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian disinformation hoax. Oh, this guy's good. Joe Biden will never ban gas stoves hoax. COVID deaths are overcounted is a conspiracy theory hoax. Mass graves of Native children in Canada hoax. Trump killed Japanese koi fish hoax. Trump told people to drink bleach hoax. Hamas hospital hoax. If reelected, Trump will execute people hoax. The 900,000 kids hospitalized with coronavirus hoax. Dozen of environmental hoaxes. The Alpha Bank hoax. Lips of TikTok murdered non-binary teen hoax. Aaron Rodgers Sandy Hook truther hoax. The bloodbath word hoax. Biden sharpest attack hoax. And the Iowa poll hoax. So what's one more lie over there at the Constipated News Network? Generally, punitive damages are injuries, and juries like to make a point because those damages are subjective. What are a man's reputation, career, and good name worth? Sky's the limit. You can only hope the jury does the right thing for Zachary Young and for America, which is bankrupting these godless liars, bury them forever, salt the earth, and then melt down the pieces to create a statue of President Trump. Anyone tired of winning yet? This guy, John Nolte, been around a long time. Great writer, I would say. Find anything, Mr. Producer? Okay. Just Google punitive damages settlement. See what comes up. I could be wrong because I read so much. Maybe I hit it in passing or something like that. I just want to be accurate. So everybody in the audience, knows the where we are right now. And so, people will say, well, what about, Fox and the voting machines? Ladies and gentlemen, CNN went out of their way to try and destroy a veteran. They knew what they're saying was false. They did it intentionally. They're out to get the guy. The texts did them in. The jury heard it all. The jury saw it all. There was no agreement to any amounts of money. That's what I'm checking now, punitive damages. They were found guilty. And they're liars. And he's right, Nolte. For now on, they're convicted liars, and that's what we're going to say. Convicted liars at CNN. And we will see about this punitive damages issue soon enough. Wanted to get this one other thing. I got to find it here. Find it. Xavier Becerra, that's the HHS secretary. He's done a fine job, hasn't he? Millions of Americans are alive today because they got the COVID vaccine. Anyway, let's listen to this one. Now, look, I took the COVID vaccine twice. And then I stopped. Now, why did I stop? Because it didn't seem to stop anything. Because I got COVID twice after I took the vaccines. So I figured, what's the point of a vaccine that doesn't work? At least it didn't work for me. Now, I don't have any problem with other people who want to take the vaccine. I really don't. I don't. And I'm not an anti-vaccine person as a general matter, but I am a pro-freedom person. And this vaccine and COVID, and it's whether it prevents COVID or the spread of COVID, it's a question mark. It's even a question mark now for the FDA. But like the polio vaccine, that's a must take for my kids and grandkids because it does work. There are other vaccines that absolutely do work. And if a child goes to school and the disease is spread, other kids can get it. So I get that, and I don't want any calls on this because I don't want to get into it. I don't care what everybody thinks. I'm just giving you my opinion. You think whatever you want. This one was a little different, though, wasn't it? And we need to remember the first vaccines were developed under President Trump, and he was very proud of it at the time, and so were we. They got it done very quickly. But we're not scientists. We don't run labs. We don't own these pharmaceutical companies. They're not bad people. Big pharma. Thank God for big pharma. You should see all the drugs that people I know have to take when they have heart disease or they have cancer, when they have diabetes and other things. They have drugs available to them that actually help them from big pharma. And we have conservatives, so-called, who are sounding like Bernie Sanders. I don't care how big the company is. Why do I care? It's heavy capital investment, heavy R&D. That's the only way you can develop drugs. So are we all supposed to turn into socialists? That's not what MAGA is, to the best of my knowledge. But these were a little different, these vaccines. They were done much more quickly. It felt they had to be done quickly. But there was really a whole host of things that raised questions. For instance, the whole quote-unquote lab theory. And I'm very proud of what we did on Life, Liberty, and Levin. I'm very proud that we brought in the former senior editor of the New York Times science section. The New York Times kind of blew him off because he had retired, and he wrote this very significant document about why he felt the evidence led right to the Communist Chinese lab. And I'm very proud of the fact that I brought him on Life, Liberty, and Levin. We were the first to do it. Others were skeptical, and that he explained step to step. I get very tired of TV hosts and radio hosts that claim that they were the first, when in fact they're never the first. When I put together the whole story of what the FBI and the Biden regime was doing to Donald Trump on the Russia collusion thing, you were here with me, America. I did it with you. I put the evidence together right over this microphone. When was that, Rich? That was May 2017, May 6th or 7th, something like that. Excuse me, March. Early March. Right here with you. And then I did that on a Thursday, and then Pete Hegseth, the great Pete Hegseth, asked me to come on Fox and Friends Sunday, and I did it there for 35, 40 minutes. The same documents I used, the same public information I used. Then Hannity asked me to come on, and I agreed on that Monday night, and I went through it again. I came under vicious, vile attack here, just constant. And we fought back. And then other people finally realized, you know what, Levin is right. And they started to talk about it. Now they go, we were the first to do it. They're never the first. This is what Rush meant by the echo chamber. This is why he got so fed up with it. He started to run clips of himself saying things with sort of little sound beads in them so nobody else could steal them. It would drive him crazy, and it drives me a little crazy because I have to hear these people going, when we did this, the ensemble did this, and we did that. Great, got it. Right here, in front of you. You're the witnesses. That's what we did, and I'm proud of it. As a matter of fact, Breitbart wrote a great piece, Joel Pollack, who expanded it further. I think it was on a Friday or Saturday. President Trump called me when my family and I were in a movie theater. He couldn't believe what I exposed and what I had pointed out. He called me, I think, from a golf course in Florida. I remember all that. Same with this lab thing. The truth is, it was Tom Cotton who was the first to raise it. Tom Cotton. Not, what's his name from Kentucky? What the hell is the senator's name? I don't remember any. Rand Paul wasn't the first. It was Tom Cotton. But I didn't want to speculate about it. And here we had this piece that I read, because that's what I do, from the former senior editor, the science page of the New York Times. And when I brought him on Life, Liberty, and Levin, that's what broke the whole story open. By introducing you to him and him talking about it, and he had credentials up the wazoo. And he explained the conflicts of interest with some of the so-called nonprofit organizations, and he explained what this lab was doing and how it was being funded by Fauci and his ilk. It was soup to nuts. It was absolutely unbelievable. We were sitting there, and unlike most hosts, I keep my mouth shut and I let the guy speak so we would get information. What do you think of these hosts that are always interrupting, Mr. Producer? Why have a guest? You don't shut up and let him speak. All right. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news. WMAL.
Making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Hi, this is Mark Levin for St. Joseph's Roofing, the company I use for my own roof replacement. If you're looking for a professional, trustworthy company to handle any roof repair, replacement, or insurance claim, St. Joseph's Roofing is who you can trust. The work they did for me was fantastic. What makes them different is their approach. No pressure sales tactics. They will never push you to sign a contract on the spot, and you don't need the husband and wife together for a long presentation with a hard close. It's none of that. They're respectful, transparent, and offer high-quality products and service at a great price. So if you need any work done on your roof, siding, gutters, or need a storm damage inspection, do what I did and put your faith and trust in St. Joseph's Roofing.
SJRoof.com. WMAL.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4954. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4954. That's 800-575-4954. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
It's Chris for Fletcher Home. Looking to upgrade your outdated tub or shower? In just a few days' time, Fletcher Home can install a new laser etch tile bath system that looks and feels exactly like luxury tile. It's easy to clean and it's mold and mildew resistant. Connect with Fletcher Home today. Ask for the Chris Special and receive 50% off the installation of your new bath or shower. Visit FletcherHome.com. That's FletcherHome.com.
Hi, it's Larry. Want to hear the fastest way to know what your home would sell for? Reach out to Reynolds and Power Home team. Simply text your address to 800-763-3000. No phone call, just text your address to 800-763-3000, 800-763-3000.
News Talk 105.9
WMAL.
The first 100 days of President Trump's new administration will shape the future of our nation. My friends at AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, are holding our leaders accountable with the first 100 days tracker. This powerful tool keeps you informed on the administration's progress and tracks key priorities. And during these critical first 100 days, AMAC is offering an exclusive deal. 47% off a 5-year membership. Normally $60. Join now for just $32. As an Association and mature American citizens member, you're not just staying informed, you're unlocking valuable benefits like discounts on travel, insurance, and retail, and receiving America's #1 conservative magazine. Plus, you'll have a voice through AMAC Action and join a community that stands for conservative values and a brighter future. No matter your age, this is your moment to get involved. That's amac.us/Levin to join AMAC at a 47% discount. Become part of the movement that's making America great again.
Making sense of your world.
You all the time.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It drives me crazy because you're right.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL. Making sense of the border. Because laws either matter or they don't. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I thought you understood. Come on now, you're playing all my favorite songs. Well, sure. Come on now. Right, support. Great inauguration. Oh yeah, here we go. But I love the guy and let me hold you down. Don't worry, we got lots more. Just relax. Great song. All right, takes it out. Let's go. Bob from Moscow, Russia, on the Mark Levin app. Go quickly, Bob. We got about 90 seconds until we have to take a break. Go.
Hey, I think the whole thing with TikTok is a basis collusion to discredit Donald Trump and to censor him.
All right, it has nothing to do with discrediting Donald Trump. Donald Trump supported doing this to TikTok. Republicans and Democrats joined together against communist China. The president has decided, as I understand it, I haven't spoken to him, that TikTok was very useful to him during the campaign. I don't believe he has any problem with changing the ownership to it, but there's no conspiracy here.
No, what I'm saying is the conspiracy is TikTok, if it is sold to an American company, would benefit Donald Trump because it'll put him in touch with the American public.
That's fine. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. But as long as it's in the hands of the enemy, may I repeat, the enemy, it's no damn good. It's that simple. The communist Chinese are a threat to us. They're preparing for war, for God's sakes. In today's digital age, where cyber threats loom larger than ever, safeguarding your personal information is paramount. So why is Congress considering a law that could put your credit card data at greater risk of being hacked and exposed to foreign networks? This Durbin-Marshall credit card bill could jeopardize your financial data, make it more susceptible to cyber intrusions. It's a controversial bill that proposes a shift in billions of dollars worth of consumer transactions to payment networks, that lack the robust security measures consumers rely on. Who could possibly want that? Well, the answer, woke corporate megastores seeking to inflate their multi-billion-dollar profit margins. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill will undermine our safe and convenient payment systems and endanger your data security. It's time to take a stand. Visit electronicpaymentscoalition.org. Make your voice heard. Tell your senators to oppose the radical Durbin-Marshall credit card bill, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your life?
The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know.
All without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows.
Get the day's top headlines.
And access our podcast archives.
All with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store and stay connected.
Maybe you feel like you haven't had a reason to smile lately. Hey, it's Vince, and I'm with Chrissy, the clinical coordinator from the Cascade Center for Dental Health, here to tell you that now is the time for you to smile with Cascade's One hybrid implant system, the most comfortable and convenient full dental implant available. Chrissy, please tell us more.
In as little as one day, be restored with new teeth that look, feel, and function just like your own healthy, natural teeth. And with Cascades One, it's easier than you've ever dreamed. With one doctor, one office, one price. At Cascades, our expertly trained staff can complete your dental implants from start to finish, safely, all in one place. Our in-house anesthesiologist and on-site lab ensure you receive the highest quality materials and comfort at a much lower price, all in one day.
Thanks, Chrissy. Make a no-obligation appointment today. Call 866-25-SLEEP. That's 866-25-SLEEP. Or visit Cascades1.com. That's Cascades1.com.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store, and the start of the new year brings promise and possibilities. Yet too often, this enthusiasm is met with pain in our feet, knees, and back. Does that sound like you? Then it's time to check out the Good Feet Store. One of our recent customers, a photographer named Ellie, found relief. Let's hear her story. I've had my Good Feet art supports for about 2 years now, and I can actually walk around all day without feeling like my feet are going to fall off. I suffered from plantar fasciitis and would wake up every morning with terrible pain. I'm a wedding photographer, and if I didn't have these, I don't think I would make it through my 10-hour days running around. These are a total game changer, and I will always highly recommend them. If you're tired of foot pain holding you back, come in for a free fitting and test walk. Our team will take the time to personally fit you for your own arch support system. And you can try before you buy. On top of it all, they're FSA, HSA eligible. Put those dollars to use for a pain-free future. Head over to goodfeet.com to schedule your appointment today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter.
There you are, Cher. Rusty. There you are. Is that you? Monica took that picture, right? There's one where you're wearing sunglasses. Isn't one of you on a boat? You're fucking whale. You ain't no small thing. Bet your fucking head's bigger than mine the way it looks. You got some fucking rolls on you, lady. Yeah, I can think of is when they come out with 900 numbers, you never, you know, if you call that number, you don't know who the fuck you're talking to. Right? Some fucking 400-pound chick. Captain Spaulding.
First step. Go to 433. It's just lunch. DC. Not into lasting connections.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for everything you do for this country. More of it. 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Mark Levin, the research arm of conservative media. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
I can't believe the show's almost over. And we will pull the curtains on the tyrannical Biden regime and wish it never happened. The damage that SOB and his regime did to this country is incalculable. And not just our country, other countries. Sickening. You go to big government out, efficient government in. Well, now it's time to trim that fat from big wireless. If you're still getting your service from big wireless, you have to ask yourself why. Why are you funding these organizations, these companies? AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they don't even know who you are. Pure Talk, that's more like it. Founded by a veteran, a patriotic company based in America. Customer service based in America. It's my cell phone company, gives you the exact same service. Hello, on the exact same towers with better customer service because they're based right here in America, all for half the cost. It's the David versus the multiple Goliaths, and so they have to work harder. And why did they start in the first place? Why did an entrepreneur begin this company? Because he was tired of being ripped off, and he said, you know what? I'm going to build a wireless company that actually serves the American people. Because it's a veteran. That's how he thinks. There's simply no need to spend $85 to $100 per person on your wireless bill every month. Not when you can get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot, just $35 a month. They're $85 to $100 a month per person. Pure Talk is $35 a month per person. Now, the average family of four can save about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk while enjoying one of America's most dependable, most reliable 5G networks. Cut the fat out of your wireless bill. Stop getting ripped off. Join David against the Goliaths. That's the way I see it. Switch to Pure Talk by dialing pound 250 and say the keyword Mark Levin. Don't be scared. You're going to wonder, why the hell did I do this before? Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250. Say the keyword Mark Levin. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Now's the time to do it. Pure Talk, you'll save an additional 50% off the first month. It's America's wireless company. Again, dial pound 250, say the keyword Mark Levin, get started. It's fairly quick. It's not burdensome. You can do it. I know you can do it. Let's go to Steve, Cincinnati, Ohio, XM Satellite. Your Rhino governor just named your Rhino lieutenant governor, a senator, by the way. But go ahead, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't real happy about that. I'm great. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to ask you about the ceasefire, and then I wanted to give you a compliment about your whistling. The ceasefire and that whole agreement, you know, you and I are about the same age. I'm 67, so and we have lived through so many of these agreements between the PLO or Hamas or whomever in Gaza and the Israelis. And how do you feel about, you know, is this one really going to stick?
No.
Or are they going to end up regrouping and
yes,
kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to regroup. I think the whole goal here is to get as many hostages out as possible, and then they're going to go at it again. But, you know, to do this is really a disadvantage to the IDF. They got to go back in areas that they already pushed the enemy back, the terrorists back, and they're going to have to go back in. And but I believe they've been assured by President Trump and his people that they will support them going back in should Hamas violate the terms of this deal. I don't even like the word deal. You're dealing with these terrorists, but they're terrorists. Why would terrorists comply with a deal when they're trying to burn down the civil society, when they're decapitating people and raping them and abusing their genitalia and doing all that? You think they're going to honor some piece of paper? That's not how they think. That's not how terrorists think. That's not how jihadist Islamists think. They think that this is all just a process. We'll sign whatever they want. We'll do what they want. Netanyahu understands this. He understands it. But let's be honest. He's had enormous pressure from the United States. We got people involved in this stuff who are tied in with Qatar and Saudi Arabia and all the rest. I'm keeping a very, very close eye on this, Steve.
I'm sure you are, and I appreciate everything you do. Hey, on your whistle, your cover music is all the tunes and bands we listen to growing up. And it's awesome. But my grandfather whistled like you. He whistled from the side of his mouth. He had great vibrato, intonation, all that kind of stuff. When did you realize that you had a great whistle? And
I never thought about it. When I'm in the car and I turn the radio on, I usually do it by myself when nobody's around and the music's playing, I start whistling. And I've been doing it my whole life. And so, I can sing a little bit. My wife thinks I sing pretty well, but I don't really sing any more than I dance. She thinks I dance pretty well, but I'm not so sure of that. But I like to whistle. I've always liked to whistle. And I try and hit the high notes and the low notes and do all that stuff. It just is. I don't even really think about it. But thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're very good at it. Your intonation, you're right on. I mean, some people can whistle, but they're off key with the actual they're whistling too, and you're never that way. So I appreciate that, and I love your show. And
thank you, buddy.
You entertain me every night. Thanks so much.
God bless you, Steve. You're very, very kind. I appreciate it. Anthony, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the Mark Levin app. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Hey in there, buddy. Hey, get us on the bumper music. It's great when you play 70s pop and 70s rock there. Hey, before I get to my main point, did you have a favorite for Ohio governor? I was hoping he would have picked Sam Timken.
You mean for senator?
Yes, senator, yes.
I was liking Vivek Ramaswamy, to be quite honest with you, but it didn't, as long as they're not a rhino. But this guy is a rhino, the governor, and he picked a rhino, and I'm just not big on this. I mean, he's never been a Trump guy. He was never really a Reagan guy. He's held virtually every office imaginable in Ohio, from attorney general to senator to lieutenant governor to governor. And I just think you need some strong, younger, different type of leadership who really is the people who think outside the box right now and so forth. And that's just not your governor. Your governor is a paint by the numbers guy.
He's a career politician. Yeah, Jane was there in the RNC in Ohio. Hey, so calling about Serbia and the Congo. The Chinese have invested billions in Serbia over the past decade. And last year, President Xi himself went over there. Not in search of male basketball players, which is a big expert from Serbia. China took control of their copper mines.
Really?
To get a foothold. Yes.
I know they're all over the Congo. I know that with all their minerals.
The Congo, a couple thousand to the south. The Congo, of course, is always in a state of revolution down there. People, different groups trying to seize control of the rare earth minerals. But obviously, which are all needed for high tech. And of course, the Biden administration has failed, to build relationships with either.
We're not engaged in the Congo. You're right. The Congo, where they're slaughtering Christians left and right. But the communist Chinese now control 80% of the copper production in these areas, including the Congo. They're wrapping it all up. While these morons in our country are talking about, these batteries and electric vehicles, the Chinese have wrapped up all the elements that are necessary to make these products. It's just so stupid. It's like putting, people say, we got to find ways to get rid of the combustion engine. I don't want to get rid of the combustion engine. I don't want to get rid of gasoline. I don't want to get rid of oil. And the way that we produce it and refine it and use it is, for an industrial society at our level, is very, very clean. They lie about everything. Climate change. When their miscreants and malcontents can't figure out how to clean out forests and refuse to do it for ideological reasons. So you're right. I wasn't aware of Serbia. I'm glad you mentioned that. But the communist Chinese are very strategic, and they're aimed at us. They're aimed at squeezing us militarily, squeezing us economically, squeezing us geographically. It's a full court press. And I'm supposed to sit here and say, yeah, let them run TikTok. Yeah, that's not a problem with me. Let them collect information on us. After all, our own government does it. Wow, what an argument. All right, Anthony, thank you. What's that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
No, go ahead.
the Biden administration locked down all the mining operations, and no more permits out in Utah where we have lithium and uranium and copper and all that stuff. It's a disaster.
Well, I think Trump wants to open it up. Let's see what happens, because when they lock it down and call them monuments, to unravel that is so difficult. It's just so difficult. And to literally have a Democrat Party, people elected to high office, sabotaging our own country, and then self-righteously claiming they're doing it for our good, for clean air and clean water. I don't know. The air and the water don't seem so clean to me in California. Do they to you, sir? No. All right. Thank you for your call. We'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
It's Larry O'Connor. Now, if you're considering a home renovation project, such as a new gourmet kitchen, a spa-like bathroom, an in-law suite, or an addition, or how about a full floor plan remodel to age in place? David Foster and his team at Foster Remodeling Solutions can help you achieve the perfect remodel. For over 4 decades, Foster Remodeling Solutions has been providing Northern Virginia families with award-winning home renovation projects. And best of all, Foster Remodeling Solutions handles it all, from the design, the selection, and the
Last call. I'm leaving. A couple minutes. Going to bed. Andy, it was fun. Maybe not for you. Eh, eh. I'll sleep good tonight. All right. Thanks for everybody. Thanks to everybody for coming. I'm going to bed. Tired.